and it's advised me to contact 101. Shall I give you the reference or the occurrence number?
So that's what's come on the letter, is it?
Yes, yeah.
Lovely. Yeah, what's the occurrence number?
Right, it's 20004.
That's not an occurrence
Right,
number.
okay.
2100?
Right,
Was it from last year?
No, well, apparently, yes. Yeah.
Right, okay, let's have a 20004.
13
Yeah.
323.
That makes sense. It's from the last year. This is from a complaint you made, yeah?
Well, this is the situation. I received a letter posted through the door from Sergeant COMEY, Porth Police Station, on the 30th of April this year, saying that I made a complaint. I don't remember making the complaint. In fact, it was contrary to that. I actually gave up trying to access information. I didn't make a complaint. And since that time, I made a subject access request to actually find out exactly what I said regarding this supposed complaint. In the letter from Sergeant COMEY, he said he's tried to contact me by telephone and the telephone has rung out. Although I've also asked under a subject access request to find out exactly when he called, because I've got logs of all my calls coming into the house. Sergeant COMEY also, when he delivered the letter, he also visited my premises. Can't remember the date right now, in June, and he said on camera that he had knocked the door when he delivered the letter. My CCTV shows that he didn't knock the door. So I've got three things here that I'm querying with South Wales Police, and I made a subject access request in order to engage with a supposed complaint I made, because I don't recall making it, and I think that's fair enough really, because they took 5 months, which is whatever reason it is, COVID. If it's that reason, that's not a problem. But if I supposedly made a complaint and I can't hear the details of the said complaint because I don't remember making one, so I made the subject access request on the 5th of May, and the police have not answered that subject access request. Then there was a follow-up from the police saying that because it's an open complaint, I don't have privilege to that information. So I received another letter I wrote then to South Wales Police Data Protection. The last letter to them was on the 15th of July, saying that basically we're in a catch-22 situation, because I can't engage with the police unless I know exactly what was said. They can say I've said something, but I've requested to hear the actual 101 call, and they are refusing to give me that information. So the update was yesterday on the 28th of July. The letter was dropped through my door, and it says, I recently attended your address. It's only 4 paragraphs. Can I read it to you, please? Yeah. Well, you'll understand my follow-on for this. I recently attended your address to discuss the matter of a complaint you made some time ago, as you've not been available by telephone. So there's 2 things there. One, I don't remember making the complaint, and in terms of the telephone, I've asked to find out when they've called me, because I can't see where the logs are. So they're refusing to give me that information. I'm also aware from attending your address that you didn't want to discuss the complaint until you received the information about the complaint from the subject access request, which is fair enough. But it says this information can't be disclosed until the complaint has been finalised. As discussed previously, I'm willing to meet to discuss the complaint and details so we can attempt to resolve the matter. But there's the situation. I don't remember making this complaint, and so I need the subject access request to be given to me, which they're refusing, for me to hear my own voice to find out exactly what I'm complaining about.
But would it be worth meeting someone so you can at least talk to someone?
Well, I've tried.
See exactly
He
what
came.
offering that in the letter now.
Yeah, but I'm refusing to do that. So it says this place can be da da da. Please can you contact 101 and quote the occurrence number above and state what dates you will available. But I'm standing firm on what I've said. I'm not going to discuss anything with the police until I actually hear my own voice making such a complaint, because I don't remember making it. And also I have requested details of Sergeant Comey's notes as to when it was that he tried calling me, because he said that the phone call, because I've got all the incoming calls from that duration of period, and that's simple information to request from the police. Sergeant Comey, I've also requested his camera, because he said on camera that he had knocked the door. He didn't knock the door. Because I've got it on CCTV, so that's a lie. I've requested the information from the subject access request, and I haven't had that either. So I'm really sorry. I think I'm well within my reasonable rights, even though we have a catch-22. If this was a case in law, or anybody was going to discuss any matter where there is data available to verify things that need to be considered before engaging in a conversation after some time, that information should be made available. So that's my response to, because I think that's perfectly reasonable. There was a 5-month delay. I contacted 101 twice to ascertain about the occurrence. I've got that information from that 101 call. Well, I made 2 immediately after Sergeant Comey contacted my house, and I made the subject access request, because I think if there's such a long delay, and I think it's fair to say I don't remember making that phone call, because I don't remember making the complaint. I was asking for information, but I did not make a complaint. I just gave up. So there's a difference between asking for information and making a complaint. And so until I have that phone call where I can hear my own voice and the specific date of when I made that and all the notes around that complaint, which if there is no problem regarding this, that information should be made available, plus the phone calls from Sergeant Comey, because I've got a video reference of all my calls going back to November 2020, and I don't recognise any calls coming into my house prior to the 28th or the 30th of April that Sergeant Comey can verify when he called. And then he came to my house and said he knocked, where I've got him on camera, and he didn't knock. So I've got 3 concerning anomalies for me regarding a situation where the police are expecting me to discuss something that I'm not even sure what it was that I made. And until I hear my own voice, I think that's a fairly reasonable request to access that information, which my own voice is certainly not incriminating, because the only person I can incriminate is myself. So I can't understand, if I am contacting the police, making a supposed complaint, why I can't have that information regarding myself, because the only person that can incriminate me is myself. So I'm really sorry, but I think that's a fair response. It's a catch-22. I contacted the data protection on the 15th of July, and I actually spoke to them as well and explained this, that I don't think it's reasonable, because of the time delay and my own uncertainty about making said complaint, and the lack of information regarding phone calls, and the fact that there's anomaly regarding Sergeant Comey's visit on the 30th of April where he didn't knock the door. So I think with 3 supposed anomalies that can easily be verified with data that the police have, I think it's perfectly reasonable for me to say, I'm sorry, I'm not going to discuss anything with anyone until I have that information. And if this means that the complaint is not being investigated, well, that's a problem within the system then, because I am
Yeah,
entitled.
look, we're going to go
Yeah.
out in circles.
Yeah.
You know, you've reiterated it many times to
Okay.
the phone today. I'm just going to get the sergeant to give you a call. I can't give you any further information.
I'm not
beforehand,
asking.
sir.
Yeah, I'm not
So
asking. To
I'll
be
just get the
clear.
sergeant to give you a
Yeah.
ring. He's until 5 p.m. today.
To be clear,
And
I'm
I'll
not.
ask him
Yeah.
to give you a call
To
so
be
he can
clear,
discuss
I'm.
it with you.
To be clear, I'm not asking for any information. That is my
I
response to his
understand that. I
letter.
didn't say
Yeah.
that. All I said is I can't do anything further for you today because there's nothing to do with the public service centre itself.
No, exactly.
So I'm
But
going to put all
he.
the information
Yeah.
on the law,
Yeah.
and then I'll get the sergeant to give you a call because he's going to be the best one for you to stick to.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I'll do that now.
Well, I've just followed up what he's asked me to do. Okay.
I understand
Yeah.
that, but we reiterated the conversation more than once now during the call. There isn't anything further I can discuss with you because we've obviously gone over it. So I'll just
But that's all I.
give you a ring.
There's
He's going to
nothing.
be able to discuss it in more detail with you.
Well, there's nothing
I
further
don't
to
know
do.
the internet.
There's nothing further to discuss. That's my response.
So you don't want to call back, you don't want anything further
I want the subject access request information.
Right,
so-
okay, I'll put that on the log and I'll
Okay.
speak to the sergeant with what he stated.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you. Bye.